Okay, so this recording is to show how to use breaking point to test the SRX with the connection per second or CPS parameter. So first, what we need to do is when we're using the breaking point, you want to change certain parameter with about config. Okay, so I'm using Firefox, open a new tab and do about config. And so that will change some parameter on the browser. So the parameter you want to change is as security.ssl3. Okay. And the default parameter of these two SSL3 RSA, you can see this is 128.257 is true. Change it to false. Okay. The reason is there is a SSL issue with the browser connecting to breaking point. So first change these two parameters to false using a Firefox browser. Okay. I can't get it to work on the Chrome or IE, but yeah, Firefox was fine. So now I change it to false and go to the breaking point web's login. So okay, now basically that's successful login and click a new session. Okay, so it will give you the workspace. Okay, you can actually create a new task, but what I have done is I have already configured a new task. So what I'm going to do is just use the task, and you can say open task. Okay, so this is the menu that show you the task already created in the breaking point. Okay, so what I can do is I create a task called Indosat and it will search it. So the one I want to use is this one, Indosat 8 port 1. Okay, so we'll just go double it and we can just open this one. Okay, now in order to run a test, there is certain things you need to do. Number one is you need to reserve the um, IO module on the breaking point. So I'm logged in as Indosat, so got the credential from the demo team, right? So I click this right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner. Um, and this give me the basically the device restoration screen. Okay, now you can see this is all the ports and the cards on the breaking point, right? So these are the card which is like have nobody reserve it, right? And then the one with the key is the one I have reserved it. Okay, so basically, if you go to a, and then the one that lock as this, I think it's something that you cannot use it. So basically, if you go to the port and you do a click, right, you can see it will turn into a key and give you a number. So basically, it says this is card 5. This is the ninth port I have reserved it, and then so it shows a key. So previously, I have basically we serve these 8 ports. So basically, this is card 1, port 0, port 1, port 2. And if you reserved it, it will change the other letter to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the first port I reserve, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Okay, so these are 10 gig ports. Okay, so these are the port. Basically, you need to reserve them before you start the test configuration. So let me just, if you click this again, um, basically it gives you back, return the reservation to the box. All right, so I have this 8 card reserved it. Okay, that's fine. So let me go back to the go back so I can close it, I think, and go back to my workspace. Right. Okay. So number two is this is called network neighborhood. So if we click this edit button, configure. Okay. So there's basically two things you want to configure, right? So number one is you want to uh, the 8 interfaces should match the 8 interface we reserve in the previous screen, right? So I have interface. You remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is how you got these interfaces. So you can add a new interface, and then it gives you a choice. That's the one you have reserved it. All right. So basically these are 8 interfaces, and for those 8 interfaces, basically I name how this IP address will play out, right? So you can see for each row you can add a row, right? You can give a name. This is my setup. Okay, so I'm going to show you my setup. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right, on the axial breaking point chassis, and I connect the physical cable, okay, to 8 of the SRX ports, right, and I divide them into 4 different groups. Okay, so what I want to do is on the SRX I have these two gateway, trust and untrust, 10 to 20, right? 10, 10, 1, and then 20, 20, 21. These are the two SRX gateway for the trust and transaction. So on the Axia, basically I have defined a client port and a server port. So I give the client 10, 10, 10, 2, 200 IP address, and also on the web server I have 20, 20, 22, right, with 200 IP address. Okay, so this is what it is, right? So basically, if you look at this, I have a client 1, server 1, client 2, server 2, client 3, client 4, server 4, right? Matched to the 8 interfaces. So the IP address start with 10, 10, 10, 2, right? 200 counts. It goes to 20, 20, 22, also 200 counts. Okay. So you also define the IP address. Um, um, okay. IP address of the gateway, right? So that is the SRX gateway, right? So that is actually pretty straightforward. And you have an option actually tell, because we are actually running a source net, right? So you basically want to check this. So when SRX is change the source IP address on the um, on the return package, uh, you know, uh, X is supposed to ignore it and still, maintain the connection. Okay, so this is what it is behind the net. Okay, so that's actually quite straightforward. So basically, this screen should match your network topology, right? So this is your network topology, and if we close it, this screen belongs to oh shit. Okay, let me go back to the okay. So that belongs to the network neighborhood. Okay. Now and then we'll come to the meat of the testing. So this is the test configuration, right? So so the test component you can add a new, and it gives you a number of options. So the first one is the application simulation. So this is what we want. It basically allows Exia to use a layer 7 traffic, to send it through the sessions. So after you click the application simulation, you can configure the different component. Okay, so we click the edit screen. Now the first thing it will show up is these are the interface component on the previous screen, right? So we have those 4 lab client, right, and then 4 lab server. We will send it to these 4 called client tag, right, and then the other 4 is the server tag, right? So, and then the other thing you want to configure is the data rate. Okay, so in this case, you can choose the aggregate throughput and per interface throughput. So what I did is now the rate is so we have a 10 gig port. Um, so each port is able to do 10 gig um, per bit, uh, 10 megabit per second traffic, right? So basically we can use the maximum, which is this is 10K, which is 10 gig of the traffic. Now the second thing is the key test parameter we want to simulate, right? So this is the maximum concurrent flow is 30 million. Also the chassis can do 30 million concurrent flow. Um, but the thing we want to test today is the maximum flow per second. Okay, so this is the parameter the tester is trying to give you. So we are playing with about like 250K, 300K, 400K to 800K today. So right now I'm enter the parameter 400K, right? So it's 400K flow per second, okay? And then for the rest, pretty much leave it at default. It doesn't have a lot of impact. And the one we really care is the end, which is the application profile. Okay. And we basically it tells you what kind of a layer 7 application is running um, after you do the TCP connection. So the one we choose today is the HTTP 1 byte. Okay. It actually is the limitation of test, I think, right? Because if it has to generate 400K new session per second, you cannot turn out you cannot have a large payload. So it just basically is attach a 1 byte payload to the HTTP packet and then close it in order to have this type of throughput generated by the tester. Okay, so this is one we use. It's a HTTP protocol with a 1 byte of payload. Okay, and that's it. And then basically we are done, and we return to the test suite. You can see on the dashboard, this is what we specify: 400K flow per second. Maximum bandwidth is 80 gig, right? So because it's using 8 of the tester port, right? And maximum concurrent flow is 30 gig. In fact, we won't be able to see these two parameter making the value because a lot of the throughput is dedicated to do the 400K flow per second. Okay. So for the rest, I think it's basically a very default parameter. So we are actually ready to run the test. Okay. So right now we are testing basically 400K CPS. Okay, with the HTTP traffic. So this is my SRX screen. To look at the performance, what we're going to do is show security uh, performance monitoring. So we can monitor the session. If you So if you return your monitor session, right? The other thing is on the you can do the FPC 0, which is the CP utilization, and also gives you the average uh, collection per second on an average 96-second window, right? So and then we can also do the SPU um, performance um, uh, performance SPU, right? So these are actually the 90s, the 60-second window, how's our CPU utilization. So these are the number we care about, right? Let's start the test. Okay. So this is starting to low, and we can actually look at now it's starting to pump up the traffic, right? So this is the collection per second. So this number is increasing, you can see, right? So and it will come up to around 400K. So what we want to do is we go to the SRX. First, we do a show security flow session. We can see we have the 10, and then um, and go into 20, right? And then it do NAT. So we change the source to 207, right? And then the 50 to 60, we also do NAT. Yeah, so then 70 to 80, that is the NAT number, right? Um, so let's look at the initial SPU. Okay, so it's around 60%. Look at the um, FPCCO, that is the CP. Okay, CP is around 60%. Now, SRX is doing around 250K CPS, but well, we have to wait a little bit because the test just started. So the tester is telling us, okay, it's now actually pumping around 400K of CPS to the SRX, and we should see this number increasing, right? So it's around 350 now. And so actually we can make the test longer. So I'm going to show you later. But right now it's very close to 400, right? So the idea is there is a ramp up, and then there is about 20 seconds, and then steady, hold it to around 2 minutes, and we have a ramp down. It's about like 15 seconds or so. Okay, then so the whole test is about 2.5 minutes. So I think right now we can basically look at like this is a 62%, and we can already achieve like 400K, right? So this is the number we want to show the end user, the CP light improvement. So this is going on. You can see the number of session, uh, security monitoring. Okay. So you can see this is the number of session running right now. I think it's about full session current, right? So this is the current full sessions, about 2 million sessions. Okay, so you can use these different CLI on the SLX to monitor the performance and the CPS on the chassis, right? So we are about done. No, I'm not. So Okay, I think we are done. But anyway, we have finished the test. Now, the other thing we are able to show is uh, we can generate report, right? So you can actually click here. If you do a shift and then click, it will build this report for you, right? So there a lot of the detailed information you can look at the reports, like the synopsis, table of content, etc. Right? Okay. The third thing you want to do, we're going to show finally is the duration I talk about, right? So if we go back to the test simulator and edit it, so you can see there is a current profile, right? 3 minute, 35 second low profile, but you can actually load this and it's talk about, okay, so this is the duration of the test. The ramp up is about 20 seconds. Okay, so we at basically it's actually three minute for the static state and then 15-second ramp down. So this total test running is about 3.5 minutes. Okay, so I think we are done here. Okay, so thank you.